The Sportsman's Table is brought to you by the South Carolina Department of Agriculture. Whether you live in South Carolina or coming to vacation, make sure you're purchasing South Carolina-grown farm products. Make sure your food is South Carolina certified. It's a matter of taste.
Folks, welcome into this week's edition of the Sportsman's Table. We're here on the beautiful campus of Horry Georgetown Technical College at the International Culinary Institute in Myrtle Beach. And joining me is Executive Chef, owner, operator of Inlet Prohibition and Myrtle's Inlet, Jef Cornelison. Chef?
How do you do, sir?
Ah, man, thank you for coming
Appreciate
in. Okay.
you having me here.
I can't wait for this recipe. So with that, first step is, okay, you got the,
just a little bit.
You got the oil is working?
Yep.
Yeah.
And we have some local grouper here. Obviously, grouper's a big one here in South Carolina.
Right.
We like it local. Grouper's nice and sweet, and it goes really well with this dish because the grouper's kind of a little bit sweet, then you have the earthy succotash.
Awesome.
And the rich Midlands.
Yeah.
That's good eating.
All right. Now, one of the things, too, I noticed is we're cooking in avocado oil, right?
Yes, sir. It's a well-kept culinary secret.
Right.
That avocado oil is super neutral, so it doesn't impart another flavor onto what you're cooking. It also has a really high smoke point.
I got you.
So more than olive oil and stuff like that. So I'm a
Okay.
big fan of it.
All right. Now, and this is nothing more. What are you breading it in?
This is just cornmeal,
Cornmeal. Okay.
and that's it. A little bit of salt and pepper in the
right.
cornmeal, and then I'm gonna put it in
Here
here
it goes.
like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Goodness. Man.
Wipe my hands off a little.
Yeah,
There's
there you
nothing
go.
like that in the whole world.
Ooh, wow. Now, is this something you do down at Inlet Prohibition at the
Yes, sir.
restaurant?
It is one of our signature dishes.
Okay.
We do it a little bit different. This is geared more towards cooking at home.
I got you.
You know, obviously you have to change a few things
I got
when
you.
you're doing for 150, 200 people.
There you go.
But again, this is the grouper that we use at the restaurant.
Oh,
And,
wow.
Hey, if you don't like grouper, we got lots of other
I
stuff we
got
can feed you too.
Well, folks, if you'd like a copy of Jeff's recipe, just go to bobredfern.com, log on to the Sportsman's Table. You can see the video of our segment today and get a copy of it. There you go.
Well, I can't thank y'all enough for having me here. I love telling people about stuff.
It's our pleasure, man. Okay, so how long are you going to cook this for?
So you're going to cook it. This is a good thick piece of meat. So sometimes you can get groupers a little bit thinner and it'll cook quicker. But this is going to be about 3-4 minutes on each side.
Gotcha.
So I'm going to get it good and crispy on one side, flip it over, give it about 3 or 4 minutes, and then we'll set it aside, and then we'll assemble the plate, put it all together, and it's just good eating, man.
Awesome.
And you can use another fish. If you don't have grouper, snapper works. You can use just about anything.
I got you. All certified South Carolina.
Yes,
There you
sir. So we're going to take a look here and see that we get a little bit of brown. And I think we do. Everybody watch out. I don't want to splash
go. I
anybody.
got you.
Yeah. It's almost like I've done this before, right?
All right, Jeff, we're almost there. Fish is done. Oh, tell me a little bit about this.
So this is what we call rice midlands. Rice midlands are Carolina gold rice, but they're broken pieces. So when we were exporting to Asia, they expected whole pieces. The broken pieces were given to the help so that they could eat them. The cool thing about it is when you cook this up, you cook it the same way you do rice, but then you add a little bit of cream, a little bit of cheese to it, and we like to call it redneck risotto because it looks and has the mouthfeel of risotto, but it has that good Carolina gold flavor. And look, I'm from South Carolina, I get it. Maybe there's other rice, but as far as I'm concerned, that's the only rice you need is Carolina gold rice.
Awesome.
And we get that from Marsh Hen Mills down in Edisto.
Okay.
They used to be Geechee Boy Mills, but all the things that I use, I love them. They do grits, they do several different kinds of grits, they do cornmeal, they do these Sea Island red peas, which leads me to my succotash. Now, those of us growing up in the South think succotash is lima beans and corn.
I got you.
Technically, that's correct, but you can use any pea, and as long as there's peas and corn in there, you got succotash.
There you go.
I like field peas. I grew up down in South Georgia, and we ate field peas a lot. My grandmother made green tomato relish, and to this day, it's one of my favorite things to eat.
you go.
So this, I like it because it all kind of goes together. You get the sweet fish, the earthy succotash, the Carolina gold rice, and then we made an herb puree here, which is simply some basil, some dill, a little bit of olive oil, you puree it, and you just kind of put it on the plate next to it. Makes it look pretty, makes it look like you're doing a chef
Well, there we
job.
go. Now we just need to mate them up.
Yes, sir.
All right,
so
man.
we're going to put a little bit of this just on the plate here.
Ah, okay. Ooh, pretty green color.
Yeah. And then we'll take this right here.
Oh, I tell you what, that's Great
And
looking
then-
fish. Oh, yeah.
And there you got it, man. And that's the whole plate. And you don't really have to have the herb puree because everything else goes together really well. But I like it because it's got a pretty green
It's
color.
all
in
about
it.
presentation,
Yes,
my
sir.
friend.
Yes, sir. It is.
Well, listen, thank you so much for being on the show. We
Thank
wanna
you for
have
having
back
me.
again. Listen, folks, Inlet Prohibition, Myrtle's Inlet. Stop in, see this guy, owner. You'll see him doing everything. Executive chef, right down there at Jef Cornelison. And I will tell you, remember, as always, buy South Carolina. Log on to certifiedsc.com, and I tell you what, see what's fresh on the menu. We'll be right back here again next week on another great recipe at the Sportsman's Table.
To find out more information on supporting local South Carolina farmers and their products, visit certifiedsc.com. It's a matter of taste.